It started with something so ordinary it almost felt boring. My back hurt. Weeks of sitting at a desk, carrying stress in my shoulders like invisible bricks, and the familiar ache had finally won. My husband, Mark, was away again. Another conference, another city, another stretch of days where the house felt too quiet and too full at the same time. His son, Ethan, 21 now, had come home from university for a long weekend. He'd grown into someone I barely recognized, taller, broader across the shoulders, quieter in a way that felt deliberate rather than shy. When he walked through the door that Friday evening, suitcase wheels clicking over the hallway tiles, I caught myself noticing the way his jaw had sharpened, the way his eyes held mine a second longer than they used to. "Hey," he said, voice low and easy. Mark clapped him on the back, grinning like always. I smiled too, but something inside me tightened. Not guilt. Not yet, just awareness. Saturday morning passed in routine. Coffee, toast, small talk about classes and weather. Mark left for his flight at noon, kissing my cheek absently, promising to text when he landed. The door closed behind him, and the silence settled like dust. Ethan was in the living room, scrolling on his phone. I stretched in the kitchen, rolling my neck, and let out a small groan. "God, my back is killing me," I said, half to the room, half to no one. He looked up. "You okay?" "Just sore. Been like this for days. I'd kill for a decent massage." The words came out casual, automatic. I didn't even think about them until they were already hanging in the air. Ethan set his phone face down. "I can do it," he said simply. "If you want." No smirk, no teasing, just calm offer. My pulse gave a tiny, stupid jump. "You don't have to," I said, already feeling the heat rise in my cheeks. "I'm good at it," he replied. "Friends ask me sometimes. I've got strong hands." Friends. Girlfriends, probably. The thought flickered and vanished. I laughed to cover the awkwardness. "Okay, sure. Why not?" "Living room." "Your room's better," he said. "The bed. More space." He said it like logistics, nothing else. I nodded. Upstairs, I changed into a soft tank top and loose lounge pants, nothing provocative, just comfortable. I dimmed the bedroom lamp to a warm honey glow, pulled my hair into a loose knot, and lay face down across the comforter. The mattress dipped when he sat on the edge, then shifted as he knelt beside me. His hands were warm from the start, careful at first, thumbs finding the tight band of muscle along my neck and shoulders. "Here?" he asked. "Yeah, there. Harder if you can." He pressed deeper, slow circles that unraveled knots I didn't know I had. Relief flooded through me, warm and liquid. I sighed. Couldn't help it. Too much. No. Perfect. His palms slid lower, kneading along my spine, broad and sure. Every press sent heat radiating outward. The room was quiet except for our breathing and the faint tick of the ceiling fan. Then his thumbs reached the small of my back, right above the waistband. He paused. "Still okay?" His voice had dropped half an octave. "Yes," I whispered. He continued, slower now, fingers splaying wider, grazing the sensitive skin just under the hem of my top where it had ridden up. Barely an inch of exposed skin, but it felt like fire. I didn't move. Neither did he. His thumbs traced that line, once, twice, deliberate. My breath hitched. He froze for a heartbeat. "Tell me if I should stop." I turned my head just enough to see his face in the low light. His eyes were dark, fixed on me, pupils blown wide. "No pretending anymore. Don't stop," I said. What happened next unfolded like a dream you don't want to wake from. His hands moved with new purpose, up my sides, down again, exploring rather than relieving. My tank top crept higher, his fingers brushed bare skin along my ribs, my waist. I arched instinctively, pressing back into his touch. He exhaled sharply, almost a groan. I rolled onto my side to face him. Our eyes locked, close, too close. His hand settled on my hip, thumb stroking slow circles over the fabric. Time stretched. I lifted my hand, fingertips grazing his jaw. He didn't flinch. Instead he leaned in. Our lips met, soft at first, questioning, then deeper, urgent. His palm flattened against my stomach under my top, warm and steady. I gasped into his mouth. We broke apart, breathing ragged. "We shouldn't," I said, fingers already twisting in his shirt. "I know," he answered, and kissed me again anyway. Clothes didn't come off, not fully. Hands roamed under fabric, lips found collarbones, necks, the soft skin behind ears. Whispers turned to quiet sounds neither of us could take back. It stayed on the edge, intense, electric, but never crossing fully into irreversible territory. Not yet. When we finally pulled apart, flushed and trembling, reality slammed back. He sat up, raking a hand through his hair. I should go to my room. I nodded, throat too tight for words. At the door he paused. This doesn't have to mean anything. But we both knew it already meant everything. Sunday morning Mark came home. Breakfast was normal, pancakes, laughter, updates about the trip. Under the table, Ethan's knee brushed mine once. Deliberate. I didn't pull away. The contact burned hotter than any touch from the night before. Mark didn't notice. He never did. The days after blurred into a tightrope walk. Glances across the kitchen that lasted too long. Fingers brushing when passing a mug. A quiet goodnight at the stairs that carried weight. Mark planned a short business dinner out one evening, leaving us alone again. I lit a candle in the living room, restless. Ethan came down in a t-shirt and sweats, hair still damp from the shower. He stopped in the doorway. You've been quiet. So have you. He crossed the room, sat beside me on the couch, close, but not touching. I keep thinking about it, he said. Me too. Silence stretched, thick with everything unsaid. Then he reached out, fingers tracing my wrist. We could stop pretending. My heart hammered. What if we can't go back? We already can't. He leaned in. This kiss was slower, hungrier, like we'd both been starving. His hand slid to my thigh, mine found the back of his neck. We moved to my room without a word. The door closed softly. That night we went further, skin on skin, breaths mingling, bodies learning each other in the dark. No rush, no guilt in the moment, just need, raw and honest. Afterward we lay tangled, his arm around me, my head on his chest. What now? I whispered. I don't know, he said. But I don't want to stop. Mark's next trip was longer, 4 days. We used every hour. Mornings in bed, afternoons driving to quiet spots outside town, evenings cooking together like we belonged to each other. Each touch felt like claiming something stolen. Each goodbye at the door felt like practice for something bigger. When Mark returned for good, the house felt different, smaller, suffocating. He sensed the shift but couldn't name it. You seem distant, he said one night. I smiled thinly. Just tired. Ethan's eyes met mine across the room. Silent promise, silent warning. 2 weeks later Ethan told us he'd accepted a job offer in the city, 3 hours away. Starting soon. That night, after Mark was asleep, Ethan slipped into my room. We didn't speak at first, just held each other. Then he whispered against my hair, "Come with me." My heart stopped. What? When I leave. Come. We can figure it out. I thought of Mark's gentle routines, his predictable love, the life I'd built. Then I thought of Ethan, of waking up without pretending, of being seen. I need time, I said. He nodded. I'll wait. Days passed in agony. I rehearsed the conversation 100 times. One evening, Mark came home with flowers, tulips, my favorite. He kissed my forehead. I love you, he said. I believed him. But it wasn't enough anymore. After dinner I asked him to sit. I told him everything, quietly, honestly. No excuses. His face crumpled. I thought we were okay, he said, voice breaking. I did too, I answered. Until I wasn't. He didn't yell. He just went quiet. We lived like ghosts for the next week, polite, careful, grieving. The day Ethan left, I packed a small bag. Mark watched from the doorway, eyes red. You're really going? Yes. He nodded once. Be happy, he said. It was the kindest thing he could have given me. Ethan waited at the train station. I walked toward him, heart pounding. He took my hand. You're sure? I'm sure. We boarded together. The city lights blurred past the window. Later, in a small apartment overlooking the water, he touched my cheek. No more running. I smiled. No more hiding. Sometimes the most dangerous things begin with the simplest words. I could use a massage. And sometimes they end with the bravest one. I'm ready.